Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Shrimplet596 starting to play Minecraft. I have all the mods 3 installed, as well as a few extras for my preferences. I'm sure they make things a bit more unbalanced because all the mods 3 can be very, very nice. The seed is there. I'm using Biomes of Plenty. Settings are all as such. I turned on Poison Ivy and I turned off Quicksand, though it seems Quicksand spawns regardless. Not going to be doing any game mode or cheats or anything like that, and I am going to have this in plain survival. I will run another series, which will be... that series is going to be a hardcore series, but this one is just going to be, as you see, survival. Shrimptopia, and let's go. Now, I have spawned on this seed once before just to see where I was going to be at, and I enjoyed the setting, the area, so I didn't get anywhere in it. I literally spawned it, did a few world testing, like running around and seeing how things would handle, and then went from there. So I don't really know fully what to expect in this world. I never started up a base, but I do have plans to do such. Now, the last time I tried doing this, I was having issues with the world gen due to my my RAM. And this time around, it's okay. It's not giving me too many issues. This time around, we're leaving it at 22. I'm going to limit this to 165, which is monitor refresh rate. I don't have any... sorry. I don't have any shaders or anything on because that was giving me a bit of an issue. I think it's just with all the mods, it's hard to get things tuned in properly. Now, in my version of Minecraft, the time is set to my real time. So, there it goes. It is pretty much middle of the day, and it will be a very long day. So I have all the time in the world. Okay. See, that's what I was having issues with. Was popping. And there's no reason for it to be popping in. There it goes. Now things are catching up. Overall, this is going to be a little broken on my side, but the nights are going to be much, much harder due to the fact that I kind of can't do... I can't sleep. You can't sleep through nights. Let's see, where's the way shrine? Oh, good, there is a blacksmith here, I wasn't sure. Kriminder, let's change that name. Oh, can I not change it here? There we go. Set it for world spawn. I might have to tweak something if I continue to have pop-in. But everything seems to be loading in nicely. Let's zoom in on that mini-map. I do have MCA added. That is where most of the pop-in and resources are being used, it seems, because MCA is very, very heavy on it. I might do without it. I just wanted to run with it for right now. I can always pop out and pop back in. Now, let's see what my topography looks like. Relatively leveled out. There's a hill here, but that's where I spawned. Okay. I'm going to be setting up a small little survival wall around this. I'm going to... I don't know why I'm doing this by hand still. I have all the materials to do it with fucking materials. So I'm just slowing myself down. Come on. Decay faster. Jesus, there we go. So let's get going on this, because I am going to need some starting supplies anyway. Do I want to tear down a house? Not really. You know what? What's this place? This is the Jam? Yeah, Jams. Alright, we'll just set up a little mine back here. This will be the starting to the base. I see that I have a ravine nearby. I probably should have just gone to that, all things considered. Overall, this is going to be a pretty mellow kind of gameplay. I'm not looking to do anything serious. There are a lot of mods that I haven't the faintest idea what I'd be doing with yet. So we'll deal with that as time goes. But for right now, I'm just going to get some starter materials together, because if I don't start this up now, then night is going to be... I'm not going to be able to survive it. It won't work. Let's make a stone axe too. The rest of this can all be put away. That is not where I told it to put, but okay. Keep the book, keep the food. Let's go into the mines. Get some coal. Now, I do have vein miner, or not vein miner, ore extractor, but that is going to have to wait until I get to a higher item. I'm going to essentially need to build... Ooh. Okay. I'm going to need essentially have to build a tinker's workshop in order to get things going for ore extraction. Just for a bit of balance issue on that is really what it comes to. I'm not trying to have it be too brokenly in my favor. Especially since I will, in time, just be in the mining dimension. And, you know, when time comes, that'll be nice. But until that happens, you know. I just gotta clear out a space around the village. Doesn't need to be much. For right now, I can handle with a 2-high wall all around. Can I get that from here? I can. Good. Okay, so every one of these bushes are usable. I don't quite know what I'm going to start. Actually no, I know exactly what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start with Astral Sorcery because that is one of my favorite mods. It's the one I put the most effort into understanding and completing. So during the day, I will have an excess time to acquire pretty much anything needed to make progress in that go smoother. And we have a mana pool right here. Sorry, not a mana pool. So that is phenomenal. I'll be able to get into wizardry, which I dabbled with, but I never really put much effort into. It was a lot to take in with wizardry and astral sorcery when I was trying to learn it. So for the time being, it's just going to be astral sorcery, and I'll add in some wizardry as time goes on. Another little ravine bed, or a cave at this, not a ravine. Surface, yes. Surface materials are my favorite, as are most of anyone's. Now, I will be doing minor terraforming, and the reason I set the The reason I set the amplitude, I think it was, to 0.2 is it makes things relatively smoother. So it kind of, it makes it a bit easy. Ooh, that's forestry, which I've never really got into. Iron. I'm going to leave the Certus Quartz for now. Astral Sorcery, more Certus Quartz, right? Yeah. Charged Quartz, actually. What you're hearing now is actually part of Dynamic Surroundings. Kinda gets to you a little bit. Especially if you're new to it. The reverb and the ground crumbles and the noises in the background. The ambiance. It just adds more flavor. Like I'm all about an experience, not just yeah, it's Minecraft, you mine your craft and there's mods. No, I'm all about flavor. So having more things to affect gameplay, I feel ultimately makes gameplay more enjoyable for all parties. Let's see. I think I'll leave this section open because they have the rubber tree farm, and I've never messed with that either. I'm gonna need a bucket so I can get buckets of water to clear these fields. So that's probably what that first set of iron is going to go into. Though I think I only got 2. I actually haven't checked the blacksmith yet. Now, oil, right? Makes me flammable? Yeah. Okay. I do have a water pool near me. That's good to see. There's some salt. There's a weird sand formation, but hey, another pool. That's always nice. I'm gonna have cows by, so that's nice to have. Like it was just an overall good seed to spawn with, so I wanted to give it a shot. I probably should add the seed into the description, but we'll mess with that later. Ooh, I didn't even notice that was so close. I know I saw one when I did a quick little run around to see how World Gen was working out, but I didn't know it was this close. That is great. And there's a whole shit. And it's in the desert too. Yes. Okay, this, well, I don't like that, but this I like. So let's see. Whatever, we'll use that. So what I do is I always open up the top. Because in time I will, and let's get these out of here. I'm not going to need these. It's not something I do yet. I do use these pretty steadily for the first probably quarter of my experience with Astral Sorcery. Set up a little log bridge just to hold back that water. Really nothing. Okay, there's one. Come on. What is it? Is it Vicio I need? It's not a Vorcio. I know I don't need a Vorcio. I'm pretty sure it's Vicio that I go for. Now, home is that way. So I'm going to break down up and out this way. So that way I have my own little outro. Back to base. I'll come back and mess with that a bit more later. Free food is great food. Now, nourishment is in. Yes, yes, okay. Let's see. I need a little bit of iron. Okay. Good, 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 good. I'm gonna leave the rest. I'll take the bread. Redstone alloy, refined iron. Ooh, black quartz. That is a great find. And what is this? Oh, that is very dangerous. That is very, very dangerous. That is extremely very dangerous. Oh boy, what have I done? Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Come on, just separate these trees really quick. I don't care about the axe. I can take care of the fire on the ground. Don't do that. Yeah, that's fine. You can burn that one down. Oh no, it's gonna spread to it. Hello, piggies. Okay. Okay. So, very, very dangerous of a item. Let's do that. Get some cooked meat. No, no. All right. But we have a. You gotta punch it out on every fucking side, really. Well. Let's just... I can't break it because it's on fire. Whatever, burn. That's fine. It's not going to spread anymore. So, that's a very dangerous toy. Glad I have it. Very dangerous, nonetheless. Alright. So, if I'm going to do this... I'm going to need some sort of I need like a floor plan that goes with me. That can go. Okay, the rest of this can be stored into the book. Close the book. Let's put that away. I do not want to have that on my person for now. I am not going to use the wood for the wall. But I am going to need planks. Make another chest, that's fine. I was trying to ration out my way of thought here. Now, if I wanted, let's see, shovel, axe, sword. I need one more set of sticks. So we'll make another pickaxe, we'll make an axe, we'll make a shovel. And we'll make a sword just for now. So stone tools is the way I usually run until I get to iron in, not in mass, but in some quantifiable assortment. I am going to need to make a bucket. Let's make 2. And I don't need shears, but I will need to use the shears as a as a material. I have a mod that is going to... Oh, of course I would take the fucking wrong source block. Alright, there. I do have a mod that is going to... Oh, this is going to be terrible to clear. Now, I do have to be careful because water and mana do not mix the way that I would like it to. Oh, let's not clear all that. And actually, no, fuck clearing the grass out, because I'm going to replace all this with stone in time anyway. We'll keep water buckets, but I'm not going to do much with them right now. Um, I don't need to do torches, so let's just focus. Let's get one more two more cobblestone, and make another stone axe and start deforesting the immediate vicinity. I'm gonna need this cleared up so that way I can properly floor plan it out. I might incorporate mine colonies, or my mine colonies village I'm gonna build into this village, just for sake of having everyone together. I haven't decided if that's a smart idea though, because what it comes down to is while mine colonies is very, very plentiful, you do run out of space with some of their larger buildings, and I wouldn't want them to, you know what, fuck this plant. I wouldn't want to like restrict my build because I did that. I also have an old mod that was ported unofficially to 1.11.12 or 1.12.12. It's called Robotic Parts now, but it was originally Cyberware, and Cyberware is... yeah, let's leave it. Cyberware is one of my favorites next to Astral Sorcery as well because of the application. You have zombies, and then you have cyber zombies, and cyber zombies can drop cybernetic parts. Think of turning yourself into a Terminator. In time, I'm sure you could, and I did tweak some of my configs to allow it, because I'm not going for, oh, this is balanced. I just don't want it to be too broken up front, which is why some things have been left as was from the All the Mods 3 configuration files. Now, I'm going to run very, very deep into most of the mods I have, but a small portion of them, I've slightly looked into, and others I have no experience at all, like Applied Energistics and Thermalcraft, and what else was there? Or not Thermalcraft, Nuclear Craft, and Draconic Evolution, and things like that. Like, the furthest I've gotten into most of these, like, close endgame mods was making I was working up to making a Wither, not farm, but arena, per se. Do I have Tiny Mob Farms installed? I believe I put that on here. Yes I do. Tiny Mob Farms allows me to lasso and, like, without having to make a mob spawner, I don't get the experience, but I get the items that the mobs would drop from whatever's in the mob farm, which is just a single block. Now, higher up rarities of the mob spawners, or the mob farm blocks, are going to give materials more often, as well as not break as often. The spawners themselves don't break. They're indefinite, and you can always pick them up, and because you use like 2 of the previous type spawner plus new materials to make the new spawners. Not spawners, farms, tiny mob farms. You use 2 of the previous mob farms plus extra materials of a, you know, gradually increasing cost to create the next mob farm. And higher level mob farms will use less durability and give a higher chance of items. And certain levels, like the first 2 or 3, you can't even use on hostile mobs. They're only good for like cows, chickens, pigs, you know, for creatures, not mobs. So it's one of those, I like working up to it rather quickly in my build path, but I understand that I can't always. You know, let's kill these off. Ooh, sugarcane. Good, good, good. That's another thing spawning by a desert's really good for, because I have all the sand I could ever need for sugarcane. And cacti. I didn't even think of cacti. It's always good to have cactus available. I'll probably make the wall out of cactus if I think about it properly. I won't get it done today by any means, but that will probably be what it turns into. At least until I get security craft up and running and the open modular turrets. I've installed a mod that allows you to make indestructible blocks, which is what I would make the Wither Arena out of. Now, it's not costly to get into, but it's costly to change, because the durability of the item for the first two, I'll call them wands, the first two wands that you have in order to make the indestructible blocks, the durabilities are fairly low. And that's not a problem, but going through it in such a short amount of time when you're in the middle of a big project is kind of rough. The one thing I don't like about security craft is it will change the color of the texture, just slightly. It makes it darker or shadowed, where like enforced wood, rather than looking like a regular wood log, will look like a wood log in darkness. And I just don't like the aesthetics to it, but I can't argue the practicality to having blocks that only you can break unless changed in the config, I believe. On top of the fact that... Where's the wood log? There it is. On top of the fact that you have, like, retina readers and... what's other things they got in there? Just, like, key cards. Like, there's so many cool things in security craft, and it's more of like a server side type of mod, because for multiplayer it makes it so you can efficiently protect your base, but at the same time there are ways around it. You can, with the proper materials, and let's just put a log on that, I don't want that floating. I think I had left one floating earlier and it didn't bug me, but in time things are going to get harder for players to keep their base safe, and that's where the modular turrets would come in. I have that in for... Oh, you know, I forgot to add a mod. I do need to see if it's still active on 1.12.2. Blood Moon, where you want to talk about how the day-night cycle for me is so elongated that it's going to be easy, but if it's a Blood Moon night that lasts the entire night, and if I'm not quitting the night out, because quitting the night out means I'm playing a different fucking game at that point, which can happen. I would probably play more, I'd be more prone to playing Dead by Daylight during the night hours, but I'm trying not to let it come to that, of course. Alright, I'm going to need... Let's do another 6. So, what is that, 9? I'm gonna need another 9. So, all this is going to accomplish is a perimeter for me. And, you know, I'm probably not going to want these bushes right up close anyway. I can always find further ones out. I'm going to want to incorporate this, so I'm going to have to cut down some of those trees too. You know what? I think I might actually make it out of planks, just for the fact that I'm going to have a huge abundance. There's just gonna be too many. That's all it comes down to. There's just gonna be too many planks. I'm not gonna have a need for all these right now, so I might as well partition the wall out of chunks of it. Now, wisdom wood. Okay, so this is without having to make it the wizardry logs. That's good. So I'll cut down a little bit further out than that. I'm also going to try to have it be symmetrical, but I'm not the best at mapping out. I guess I could try to do it by chunk rather than just eyeing it and blocks on the ground and counting out 1, 2, 3, 4, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Should be here. And this one should be here. Come on. Lime. Do I want to cut it? I don't want to. That'll be far enough out, I think. No, because I need to incorporate those, so I need to be on this side of it, so I need to cut down this entire section. Great. This is where a little bit of the OCD in me comes into play. Overall, I make it too quick. You know, you bite off more than you could chew, kind of thing, and it doesn't burn me out, but it does become a task, and you know, tasks are not that enjoyable. But all in all, this is going to be a rather good start, I would say. I didn't know how well off I made myself by using this seed, but I'm definitely... Oh, I destroyed something. Okay. I've also never got into Pam's Harvest Craft either. So that's another thing I need to try to figure out and understand properly. Nah, don't kill cows yet. Oh, so more shearables. More shearables was one of the mods that I added to the collection. I've also updated all mods to their most recent release, otherwise betas, if possible. Applied Energistics 2 was giving me a startup failure issue, so I didn't get that one fully. Oop, okay. Little chunk freeze. Not good, not good. So, Applied Energistics 2 was giving me a startup error. I couldn't figure out the crash code, so I just I downgraded it to the previous, what I knew was working beta, because the latest beta was causing it to crash with some other option, I guess. Alright, so I can run it down here, cut down this tree. All in all, with what I have and with what all the mods incorporates, I'm going to have a field day learning all this stuff, but it's going to take time. And if you want to join me on that journey, just make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube, or follow me if you're on Twitch, or do both, and you can catch it if you miss it, or if you catch me online, which you can find me on Twitter to get the tweet alert out. I do try to do these things on my off days and the night before my off days, so that way I have more time through the night. And I'll usually stream midday to afternoon when I'm streaming on my off day, as is my current situation today. Now, I don't really need to go much further, I don't think, because from what I have cut out, now that should be plenty. I do try to rush the mining dimension just so I can, like, strip mine or quarry, or branch mine or quarry, I should say. I don't ever strip mine. But I don't think I'm going to rush to that. I don't think I'm going to, but I probably will. Uh, just because then I can do a bit more tonight if I don't feel like streaming Dead by Daylight. Which I need to get back into. I haven't played in about a week. And I just need to make sure everything's, smooth and set for that. Let's see. Now, one thing I did not get set, and I'm probably going to set that now, I do need to have not a timer, not a timer per se, but I need to know how long things are going. As an example, this video is already showing 40 minutes long. So I'm probably going to take a quick little snap break here, just so that way I can cut it into evenly packaged YouTube videos. So those of you viewing me on YouTube, you can find me at Twitch at Shrimplet596. You can find me on Twitter at Shrimplet596 to properly get alerts for when I go live if you want to see these kind of streams live. This is going to be a process. This isn't going to be a quick, I'm not an expert kind of thing. I have a very good understanding for most, not everything. Now, from there, I am going to be playing Dead by Daylight as well. I'm going to probably pepper those gameplay videos in on my YouTube. So, please, if you are viewing this, be sure to leave a like. Tell me what you liked or disliked about it. Any suggestions or comments, please. I do welcome them, and I do try to get back to everyone. And then, if you haven't already, do subscribe. You will get content relatively daily. I try to keep up daily. These last few days, I had an ear infection. I was feeling too ill to get out to actually play my games, and then I had work obligations that tired me out as well. From there, be sure to stop by next time on Twitch. And for those of you watching, do help find the cure for breast cancer. I'm always an advocate for breast cancer research. I'm always trying to help find a cure. There are going to be some links in the bottom, so feel free to click those and do research or donate. That's your prerogative. I'm just doing what I can for the cause. Thanks for stopping by. I do look forward to seeing you all next time.